Good morning, Salamat Datang, Om Swastirastu. It is indeed such an honor to be on this dais with such exceptional women leaders and of course some men leaders as well, and to really commence the inaugural session of this 7th International Women's Conference with an interactive dialogue on the really critical and important topic of ethics and leadership. I'm sure you will all agree that leadership is one of the most discussed, yet almost seldom understood phenomena in the world today. And all the esteemed leaders here on the dais and in the hall here will agree that it is indeed a razor-sharp edge on a daily basis to be in a leadership position. So what makes a good leader and what makes for really effective leadership action? You know, the world is getting so complex today. There are very conflicting stakeholder requirements. The environment is so dynamic, socio-economic, political environment. Technology changes are accelerating at a pace that we cannot keep track of. What was useful yesterday almost has become obsolete today. And nations, economies are becoming more interdependent than ever before. So in such an environment, how do we as leaders, and especially as women leaders, inspire our teams, create that shared sense of purpose, and take actions which are inclusive and have that sustainable impact? So to discuss this and more, we are having this interactive dialogue. This is live on webcast, so we have thousands of women, young girls, students joining us from all around the world. And who better than His Holiness Shri Shri Ravi Shankar to be with us here this morning. As we saw in the film, he founded the Art of Living Foundation in 1981, and in a short span of 3 decades has built a global organization whose projects and programs are today touching the lives of close to and maybe over 400 million people on a daily basis. He has founded the International Association for Human Values, the World Forum for Ethics in Business, all of which is working towards really enriching and uplifting human life to its full potential. So before we kick off the dialogue, Shri Shri, on behalf of everybody, it is my big honor to request you to speak a few words.
Om Swastirastu. You know, women should dominate. A family which is dominated, women are much happier than a family dominated by men. You know the reason? You know the reason? When man dominates, women become unhappy. When they become unhappy, there is nothing that can make them happier. And so they make everyone unhappy around them. So it's better women dominate. In her dominance, the family becomes happier. Because men don't mind being dominated one. Women need to dominate in families and in politics. We see wherever women are dominating in politics, the country is prospering. Ibu Johan is one such example. And then our Honorable Mayor of Surabaya, another example. When women dominates, corruption comes down, supposedly. I heard several stories of how Surabaya has prospered and has become much better living condition in the past few months. This we find when women dominate politics, there may be less war in the world. There may be different type of wars. But this big war that's happening all over the world, is male-dominated world, has created so many conflicts. Women should dominate also in the economic field. There are very few women who are taking lead in the economics. I'm happy there are some here on the stage and some, of course, in the audience. Iman is one such lady who has started her own entrepreneurship, and there are many here. I'm glad you are setting an example. So there are these 4 areas I think you must dominate. Also religious field. But if perhaps women come into religious and spiritual field, there may be less of conflicts and violence and terrorism in the world. One thing that women had to really note is the intellectual dominance that is needed. Family, the emotional sphere, in the economic sphere, political sphere, and the intellectual sphere. These are the 5 areas. If women takes their position, their due position, and don't ask men to empower you or anyone else to empower you. You have the power, you simply have to assume it. You simply have to walk with it and do what is needed. Intellectual dominance is in the field of science and arts, architecture, literature. Women have to come forward. They are not yet in the level of competition, though there are pockets of excellence here and there, but generally women are more emotional, they are more into arts, but not so much into literary field, which I would say that it should be promoted in a big manner. Right from school, see these days, that old concept is gone now. Like men are from the Mars and women are from the Venus is no longer stands today. Today it's become a unisex in the world. Men also have those qualities of women and women also have the qualities of men. So it's a shared world today and the values are also almost shared everywhere. Why I'm saying dominance is, it's on a practical level, when we see women is the boss of a family, generally people are happier. And she has the skill, women has the skill to bind everyone together. And if the unit of the world, the family, the basic unit, if it becomes stronger, the family values are well founded, rest of the life we can find the happiness factor on rise. Today it's not just the GDP, it's GDH which matters a lot. Gross domestic happiness. All this hooliganism, these problems we find in society is because of broken families. The mothers have not paid enough attention to their kids, and those kids, when they grow older, they create havoc in the society, and they make themselves miserable, make others miserable also. So I feel women has very big influence in building the character of man. Now, another aspect is of a leadership is ability to listen. I think women has natural gift of listening more. And to be able to see from other person's point of view as well. These are, mind you, I'm not just saying everybody has these tendencies or qualities. These are the potential that is in a lady. I would say a lady has more potential, has more tendency to hear and listen and see the other person's point of view than man. So the emotional nurturing and intellectual exaltation, both is possible when right training, right guidance at the right age is made available. If opportunities are available, women can be very good entrepreneurs. And again, here I would say, don't sit and wait for someone to give you an opportunity. You take that first step and look for entrepreneurship. Yeah? So, be prepared to dominate at home, dominate in your workplace, dominate in politics, take a dominable position in the religious and spiritual field. Because these are the pillars, these are the 4 different aspects of society. If even any one pillar is not strong enough, society cannot be a happy society, a good society.
There's love in your soul, your heart is pure as gold.